It's Kim. I am with Guide to the Good. We are a social enterprise that makes it easy for people to choose local, social, and green for purchasing and lifestyle choices. It's Sunday morning in St. John's. It's a little bit rainy, but yesterday was gorgeous, so we're all A-okay with that. We are really excited today because we're launching something new and something different and something that I think will help us as we move forward in the post-COVID world. We're not out of the post-COVID yet, but we have to, we're getting ready to make our next steps. So we've started a new series called We Got This. The point of We Got This is to share the stories of the local companies who are responding to the pandemic and share their insights on how we're going to be able to move forward in the future. It has never been more clear to us generally that what we have around us is really important. And what we need to do is use our own resources to live collaboratively and sustainably. Today, we have somebody who is very dear to Guide to the Good. She's actually the chair of the board, but that's not the capacity in which she's here today. It's Bessey. She is a yogi. She is an entrepreneur. She has her own company, Shakti Yoga, and she did some serious changing around when it came to the pandemic and the social distancing. She's going to tell us all about that. And first, she's going to tell us a little bit about her business. All right, here she comes.
Hi. Hi. Hello, everyone. Good morning.
There you are. Hooray.
Hi, Kim. Yeah, I'm a yoga teacher here in St. John's, and I teach prenatal yoga, postnatal yoga, hatha yoga for, well, really everybody. I have younger people and older people of, men and women who all participate and benefit. So I feel like I try to make my classes accessible to everyone. And I've been also for a number of years now teaching yoga teacher trainings, prenatal yoga teacher training, and hatha yoga training. So yeah, and
and not just here, right? You've taught all over the world.
Yes, I do. I'm supposed to be teaching in Vietnam right now. Yeah, I teach for a number of years. I was teaching in Africa regularly, yoga teacher trainings, and now I regularly teach in various Asian countries as well. There are a number of yoga studios there that bring me into training their teachers to teach prenatal yoga and hatha yoga. So yeah, it's been pretty exciting evolution over the years. I love to travel, so it's pretty exciting that I get to connect with people in many places.
I want to put a special plug in there for some of your local yoga teaching. There's a guy who's important in my life, middle-aged man, who is not the most flexible of beings, but he's taking your beginner yoga class and he's doing great with it. So I think being able to connect with people who may not normally feel like they're candidates for yoga is something really important, especially that you bring to it.
Yeah, I feel that when I began teaching, studying yoga, I was doing that in India, and actually, I did teach. I began in Vancouver years ago. When I decided that I wanted to really immerse myself in it, I went to India, and in India, everybody does yoga, even people's grannies, and the yoga classes are really accessible. And you would go to classes where there would be young people who were really fit and older people who were fit but in older bodies, and they were all able to do the same class, just in a different kind of way. So when I came back to North America and realized that a lot of people were afraid to come to classes because they perceive yoga to be something that is only for really athletic gymnastic people, which it is. It's really helpful for them as well, but really possibly it has potential for the most benefit for the people who are sitting and who are not getting out as much and really need it to maintain wellness into their older years.
Perfect segue. So you got all these people, some are pregnant, some are real fit, some are young fit, some are old fit, and they all come to your class, right? So you're there and you're teaching, and then all of a sudden, you can't do that. What'd you do?
Yeah, it was an interesting Monday. We were concerned all weekend about what would happen, and there were yoga studios who were sending out, we're going to clean. I work out of a co-op, Yoga Kula co-op, and we had gone out and gotten all kinds of cleaners and had sent out information, emails that morning talking about how we would not be using props and everything would be wiped and double wiped and all of those kinds of things. And there would be, nothing reusable at the, or I mean, yes, we do, we use cloths, but they'd be single use and all of those things. And I sent that out on Monday morning thinking, what are we going to do? And at about noon, I think the schools closed, and we thought, okay, if people were writing me saying, Bobby, I have older parents, like I can't come to this class. And I realized, oh my God, what am I going to do? I have classes tonight.
Yeah.
And so at about noon, I got a Zoom license and learned how to use it and taught my first class that night from this space, which I
Yeah.
had to create in my basement apartment. And yeah, just learn how to use Zoom, connect with everyone, let them know how this was going to happen. There were other yoga teachers calling me and saying, Bobby, what are you doing? What are we going to do? And
Yeah.
yeah, in a matter of really an afternoon, it was a pretty busy week, really figuring it out. That first week, things were shaky, sound and light and all of that. So I invested in some lights and
Looks good.
various things to try and help create a better online streaming experience over the last few weeks. But it was pretty crazy for a
Yeah.
few days.
So then how did it evolve? So we're, month and a half, I guess, into that now. And you've taught a whole bunch of different classes, and I think you're seeing some things are really working.
Yeah, well, I mean, there for some people, they thought, oh, okay, I guess I will wait until we come back to the studio. But for many people, they needed their yoga more than ever, and they
Yeah.
decided to stay. And so I started advertising for the new spring sessions, and people just started contacting me from, I have people now from Halifax and
Yeah.
Northwest Territories and Nunavut and places where they don't have access to the kinds of classes that I'm teaching. So I'm really excited. One of my great passions, as you know, Kim, is uh, providing classes for prenatal women so
Yeah.
that they feel really healthy and strong and empowered and free of fear and doubts about their ability to birth. And I really have always wanted to access more people who don't have access to yoga studios and all that. And yeah, and like suddenly I had people who said, "There's no yoga in my town. I'm in Maine.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to finally be able to have a prenatal yoga class." And so that happened. So we have a world audience, and I started to realize that while some things were lost, many things were gained. Some people had a sick child and couldn't come to class, so I could record it and have them do it later. People who are at home, my corporate classes, they're doing their classes at home. Normally they'd be in their workplace. Now they're doing it at home with their sons and their daughters and their spouses. So it's
Yeah.
expanding the whole yoga experience. So yeah, things have changed, and for the good, I think. There are many benefits that I'm happy I was pushed into exploring, because possibly
Yeah.
without COVID, I would not have.
I wanted to ask about that. Like, so going from personal to digital, are you like a tech person? Was that an easy thing for you, or?
Um, so I, I wouldn't say I'm a total, technophobe. I'm not really excited about spending enormous amounts of time online. I've had to use Facebook and Instagram to
Mhm.
advertise things, and I travel, so I have to, keep all of my documents and stuff on my computer and connect, connect that way and have access to things. But I've never done the YouTube channel start. I've never done the recording of classes and all of that, because I just feel like when all the stuff I have to do is done, I'd like to have like a real paper book to read and to move away from the screen. So I was pushed to explore it, and I'm really excited. The other thing besides our class, our yoga teacher training was coming up. So, we have 16 people who have committed this year of their lives to some pretty deep yoga study. And suddenly we couldn't meet with them, and it would be really disruptive to not be able to continue with the training the way that we had begun it. So we decided to do it on Zoom, and I thought, oh, are we going to give them a subpar product? Are they really going to get everything that we're hoping that they will get out of the class? And I was so surprised that people are asking questions. We're in discussions that are going back and forth. We can do the practice teaching, where I can break people into rooms of 2 or 3 people, and one teacher will teach only those 2 people the class that they've prepared on their own, and then I can switch them all up again. And even to the point where I keep the meeting open when I pop upstairs for lunch during those full weekends. And I hear people downstairs just chatting about their kids and their cats and all of those things. So in a lot of ways, it's really allowed us to not only get everything that many of the things that we got before, but also for people who had trouble getting sitters, who sometimes would have to skip portions of the class. They are able to actually participate anyway.
So there's lots of things, and your technological savvy was, well, you were probably pushed, but you were able to make that change. So that's great.
Yeah, and if I hadn't been pushed, I would never have realized how powerful many of these online teaching mediums actually are. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Right, because I mean, it's your livelihood, right? That's yoga is your business, so it's you had to figure it out. That is awesome. Okay, so we're talking about change, and you have recently prepared an article for your own blog for the Shakti Yoga website, talking about how people can deal with this. It's really stressful in so many ways for so many people, and different aspects are different on different days. So I think you did a great. I really enjoyed reading the story that you'd written there. But for us now, for people on with us, and for people who will look at the recording, I would like for you to lead us through the first yogic tip on coping with change, and I think particularly in self-isolation you were talking about. So it's a breathing exercise. I've done breathing exercises with you before, so I know how great they are, but I'm excited about sharing them with other people. Can we do it?
Sure. I'll preface it with, I was originally going to write a big list of things that are beneficial to your health and wellness, and especially in isolation. And I thought about all of the obvious things like yoga movements and yoga breathing and mindfulness, getting outside, connecting with people, which is very important in whatever way that you're able to, getting rest, being creative, all of those things. And as I was writing the list, I thought, what do we need? Every person needs something different, and we're on a roller coaster of emotions. And what I needed this morning, when I felt like, hey, I have this, is not what I need right now. When I feel like, no, I don't have this anymore. So instead of doing a big list of wellness practices, I instead thought that maybe people would benefit more from trying to figure out what exactly they need from time to time as their day changes, as their week changes.
Awesome. Okay.
So let's do it. So what I will also add, in the article that I've written, if you look it up to read the whole thing, I have point 1 and point 2, and that's with the assumption that you're going to read the whole article before you do the practice. Point 2 says that whatever you feel like doing when we do the check-in, which is the practice, you have to really commit to it and don't be judgmental about it. So we might have an idea. You've seen maybe all your friends on Facebook are learning a new language, or they're, started an at-home exercise program, and you're thinking that's what you should be doing. So let's let all of those shoulds go away And
Right.
the practice that we're about to do right now is, what do you need right now? And don't question it. Don't look for external sources to validate it. Be really judgmental, non-judgmental, and really open to the experience. So
Awesome.
find a comfortable sitting position. You don't need to be seated in a fancy yoga position. You can sit on a chair. You can sit in your sofa. In whatever position that you're sitting in now, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your head float, but the rest of your body soften down toward the floor. So this is our preparation to begin. So this is a 3-breath practice. The first aware breath that we'll take in is to inhale and feel that breath fill your whole body, as if the lungs expand to the edges of the body. Your whole body fills with breath. And as you exhale, allow your body to completely release on your breath out into a long, slow, heavy release, almost like a slumping downward. Inhale, next breath, the body fills, but focus on the brain. The brain is filling with the breath, being swept clean by the breath. As you exhale, visualize the brain letting go of all of its thoughts and racings. When your lungs are completely empty, inhale into the body and brain, but focus on the heart center and feel it expanding wide as the breath goes in. And as you exhale, leave it open, long, slow breath out. So at the end of those 3 breaths, keep your eyes closed and continue to breathe with your awareness at the heart center. So visualize yourself aware of what's happening behind the breastbone. So we're staying here to wait and see, what do you need right now to fuel your heart, your mind, your body, your soul? So it's not a seeking, just breathe in and out. Your intention is to be present behind the heart center. Any image, if it's an image of making a meal, or lying on your sofa, or taking a quick damp walk around your neighborhood. So notice if you're being judgmental, notice if you're thinking, oh, should I do that? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Nothing is good, nothing is bad. Just breathing in and out, and whatever it is, if you're drawing a picture, sit down and make stick man. So if you're doing this at home again after, you can repeat the 3 breaths and stay here for as long as you'd like, or maybe you know by the time you open your heart up, you'll already know to stand up and leave. Connect with someone, call your mom. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, open your eyes. Long breath out. Make a little mental note of the thing that your deepest level of consciousness just told you that you needed, and go do that at some point in your day. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Bobby. That was awesome. I know the thing that I need to do is the thing that I need to do right now, which is to thank you very much for your time and your expertise in sharing this morning. As you know, Guide to the Good is so big on the importance of local companies and what we do and what local companies do to build our communities economically, socially, ethically, and environmentally. So as a person in the community, thank you for rising to the challenge of COVID-19 and not stopping, using your innovation, going into things that you didn't quite know, and continuing and actually expanding what you're offering. So that's a huge deal.
You're so welcome. And I would like to add that the reason I am able to continue and to expand my offering is because people in our community are recognizing that they need to support community businesses. So people are continuing to come to my classes. So I'm very grateful to all of my clients. And I'm also grateful for all of the other people in this community who are working to place orders with restaurants and other businesses to ensure that when this is all over, they still have these community businesses that to be part of our thriving community.
Absolutely. Love it. Okay. And on that note, we're going to come back. This is the pilot of the We Got This series. So we'll be coming back every week now for the foreseeable future with different people all the time, talking about different aspects. not only COVID-19 focus, but that would have, some of the context of it, but basically being sustainable in our community, because here we have so many things that enable us to live full, rich, sustainable lives, and we just got to tap into it. Okay, so please, everybody, you can find a recording of this on the Guide to the Good website, which is www.guidetothegood.ca/we got this. That'll be part of it there. Let us know what you think. There are lots more good things coming up. Please do also sign up for the newsletter on the website, which is in the lower right-hand corner on the homepage. And you can find all of Bobby's blog that we spoke about on that We Got This place as well. It'll also be on her profile on Guide to the Good. And if you want a special printout of the We Got This yoga breath that Bobby did, email hey@Guide to the Good. We got this yoga breath. Thank you so much. Again, Bobby, thank you. And let's keep doing this, guys. We got this.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye. I don't know how to stop. See ya.